Deshaun Jackson having been back a few games now, can you start to see what is the impact you've seen just on other players, on the way defenses play you with him now back in the lineup?
Well, he brings a different element. Obviously, he's been able to make a couple big plays for us, as he's really done throughout the course of his career. So anytime that you have a threat like that, it's a big advantage for us offensively, and it definitely does open some other things up for some of the players around him.
On the run game, did you start to see signs last week of the run game that you want to get back to, the success and all that?
I think, like we always talk about, being able to stay in manageable situations where you're able to be efficient on first down, keep your run-pass options open is the ideal situation to be in. And when we're able to do that, I think we are a better offense, and that's what we're always striving to try to do, is be balanced.
Sean, obviously the run game helps take pressure off Kirk in certain situations. I think earlier in the season that's what you guys were trying to do, but how have you seen Kirk progress and handle the offense when the run game isn't going well? And do you feel like he's comfortable in that situation?
Yeah, I think he's done a great job. He's getting better each and every week. He's a guy that's so conscientious. He learns from his mistakes, and I think he's playing really good football right now, making good decisions, handling both the run and the pass game extremely well, and we're very pleased with where he's at right now.
Just looking at the numbers, looks like the pass defense is the stronger part of Dallas's defense. What makes them so strong there?
Well, they do a great job. They've got a bunch of guys that, if they decide to play man coverage, have the ability to match up, and they do a nice job getting their hands on at the line of scrimmage, and they rotate a handful of DBs on the back end. They've got athletic linebackers that if they ask them to be in coverage, they can do that. And, when they do rush guys, they come hard, and they are a defense that's extremely sound. They play really good fundamental football, and, it's a credit to Coach Marinelli and those guys. They're an excellent defense.
Obviously, Alfred's numbers are down this year, and I know on specific plays it could be anything from linemen not blocking to receivers, tight ends not blocking, but specifically for Alfred's role in the run game, what has been the difference for him this year where he hasn't been able to produce like he has in the 3 previous years?
Well, I think the biggest thing is he's not getting as many carries as he had. You feel really good about Matt Jones and then being able to mix in Chris Thompson in certain situations, and that's very good for us to be able to have a stable of backs that you feel comfortable giving them the football. And Alfred is a rhythm runner. I think he's had some times where you feel really good about what he's doing, and there'll be some opportunities that I think he would admit he'd want back. But he's a guy we have a lot of confidence in. His production over the last 3 years speaks for itself, and he's going to keep getting better as the year goes on.
Would you say he's running the same way he has the past 3 years, though? And then it's just a matter of carries?
Yeah, I think he is running the same. I think just like anything else, there's always, you mentioned it earlier, there's a breakdown sometimes here and there. He might miss a read. It might be a combination block up front, but he's a guy we feel very confident in, and we're excited about what he's going to do on Monday night.
Carrier can't go, how does that change up the personnel and what you guys want to do offensively with some of your packages?
Well, if Carrier can't go, then we have a lot of confidence in Jerron Ham to be able to step up and, if necessary, maybe able to use some of those linemen in some of those situations that you want to get into some 2 tight end sets. But, we'll see how the game goes on Monday and based on Derek's availability, how we go about that plan.
Sean, this was a topic earlier in the week, but what do you make of Jordan Reed's penalties being so high? I mean, 10, we all know what he can do in the pass game and the benefits he brings. 10 is a lot for a tight end.
Sure.
What's been happening in that area?
Well, a lot of it boils down to technique. You got to get your hands inside, and when you do a great job fitting, you got to stay in position and stay frontal on some of these defensive players. And that's a point of emphasis, and he's done a great job in the pass game, but he's a guy that he knows he needs to be better in some of those situations, and we're always striving to be complete players, especially at that tight end group, and he'll be the first to tell you that he knows he can be better in that run game, and I think he will be. Because of where he is on the line and that he's in space sometimes, is it harder on a tight end to avoid some of those penalties just because you're not in the wash, you're not in the mix? Referees are going to see it if you lose your technique. Yeah, anytime that you're displaced in space and you're trying to fit on an outside peck and maybe the ball bounces inside, sometimes you get out leveraged and you're on an outside half on a player, and if it bounces inside, you're in poor position. But what we try to do is make sure all 11 guys are on the same page, and I think some of those issues will be cleaned up from a technical standpoint, and it'll limit those penalties that you've seen from him.
Got it. Big spot for Kirk Cousins here. Obviously, you're trying to stay in first place. How's his week of preparation been? How's his focus and concentration look to you?
He's had a great week. He's always going to approach it the same exact way. He's focused. He's detailed. He goes through his process each and every week with how we implement the game plan, and I think he's strung together a handful of really good weeks, and I think you see it show up on Sundays, and this week has been no different.
I know you guys try to take a 1 week out, at a time approach, but do you guys feel it in the coaching staff? December, you guys are at the top of the division, Cowboys coming in. Is that something you guys are real excited about?
I think we're excited about the opportunity to play an excellent football team in the Dallas Cowboys and to try to win that. And like you said, we are in a one-game-at-a-time mindset, and we know how important this one is. And if we're able to win this game, then we know it continues to get more important as the season goes on. So our goal is to try to play the best football we can when we play Dallas on Monday night, and it's going to be an excellent opportunity for us.